box for it.
There's no box for it.
Okay. 5.
Well, I mean,
5,
here's
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. She does have a nice ass.
60.
60, 65 here, 70,
Fuck, you went 70, Max.
70 once,
75.
75,
For that ass.
75 once. It's like this comes up and attaches somewhere. Perish, I presume. 75 twice. I assume that beats the 9. Sold for 75. Thank you.
And I have a box here.
No box that you can give him.
Yeah, I have a box that I can give you.
Auction the box off like we did 1 year ago. Remember 1 year with all the Kleenex boxes and the shoe boxes?
Do you not want to stay and be tied up this year? Paige, everybody, give her a hand on the way out. In years past, she has volunteered to be tied up for charity based on the bids, and I think she is personally responsible for like 2 or 3 grand worth of fundraising for charity.
Yep.
Because I mean, you've seen her, right?
Yep.
Now I had a cosplay miniskirt.
Yep.
There were no pictures on request.
No videos either.
No videos. It was so worth it.
It was.
Guess who got to do the tying? She's super cute and awesome as a human being, and yay for her. But we got to tie her up, and that's never going away. So did you raise your hand because you're hoping I have ropes today?
Yes.
I take it by your reaction, the answer is yes. So, the bad news is, I did not bring ropes today. The good news, not for today, but you have my social media account, yes? I am not hitting on you, though if you're into that, by all means, right? Let's make friends. So I got into the kink community after I got out of religion because I was like, I've been told for sure that kinky sex is wrong. And it turned out the God thing was a bunch of horse shit, so maybe I should investigate this. What I discovered in the kink community, so not necessarily everyone who's kinky, but because in like BDSM circles, if you've got someone tied up and you're smacking them, and the police show up because your neighbors are like, I think there's domestic violence and stuff, you want to be really sure that whoever you're tied up and beating with a stick is 100% okay with that. Because if they're not, and the cops show up, you are going to double jail forever. So what the kink community does is focuses very hard on 2 things. Well, several things, one of them is letter, but communication and consent. So, when someone is going to get tied up, it is, okay, I'm thinking tonight we will do a rope dress. I will tie your hands, not your feet, and hook your hands to the head of the bed. I'm thinking we'll tickle, we'll spank, we'll do vaginal penetration. Like, this is how detailed and specific people get in the kink community. People who are like regular play partners or constant lovers, they've got a baseline. They know what's going in. So it's like, you want to tie me up and spank me and then fuck me tonight? Sure, let's go. That's all they need, right? Yeah. But there's communication of what's going on and consent, which, let me tell you, the fundamentalist evangelical Christians, especially about sex, not so good with communication or consent. There is an assumption in some circles of fundamentalist Christianity that women marrying men are establishing a permanent consent at any time, at the male's whim. Which is why the phrase marital rape exists. So you remember John Wayne Bobbitt?
Yep.
Ha! He got his dick cut off. Everyone's like, oh, his wife's a bitch. Yeah. You know why she cut his dick off? Because he kept fucking her when they were married, and she said no. And the state was like, well, you're married, of course he can fuck you. So she cut his dick off so he'd stop it. The reason we have laws about consent is not just to protect the women, although it is. It is because if the women do not have that option, they will cut your dick off. Okay, so like, it's kind of like how rich people support good tax laws and social support network, because if they don't, the French Revolution happens! When the rich people forget that,
We eat them.
oh, you're worth $10 billion? I wonder what $10 billion flesh tastes like. We have a comment?
Well, and also now they've got these penetrations kind of things you can insert into your gel cavity. And they are...
With the spikes?
Yeah, you have to get them removed by a doctor.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a reverse cactus. So ladies, you know what the ladies' condom is, right? So it's one of those, but with spikes that do this. So it's penetration, and then... and there's no way to get rid of that unless you go to the doctor. In which case the doctor is like, huh, how'd this happen? I was having very consensual sex with someone, and they forgot to take out their anti-rape device. So we're going to take this out of your dick, and then the police want to talk to you.
Anyone who wants a vivid picture can find a picture you want.
Yeah, no, it's, so I am unhappy that we live in a world where that is a useful device. I don't think, I would prefer to live in a world where that was not just unnecessary, but everybody was like, why would you need that? Everyone does consent. So communication and consent, very important in the kink community, which is why I support the kink community. So, back to you. The reason I didn't bring rope is that I am, because Dex is my dump stat, right? I've said that already. I can do rope. Like if someone wants a rope dress, I'm like, here's my rope, and 5 minutes later, they're in a pretty decent rope. The rope dress is the standard, like, zigzag with the knots around the body, but their arms and legs are free. That's called a rope dress. I can do one of those with my eyes closed. Yeah, with my eyes closed. Not very difficult. But as soon as we're like, okay, let's bind the hands, I'm like, okay, there's your knot, and here's where we're going to put it for safety and all that sort of thing. So I'm very good on safety and consent and yada, yada, yada. And then I'm just like, fuck, I hate rope. Fuck, I hate rope. If someone's into rope bondage, I'm like, okay, but we're going to go slow because I have to check my reference book. And then as soon as the rope's on, I'm like, great, carabiner, chain, carabiner, because fuck rope. I am bad at rope. The good news is that I do have rope, and if I am the only guy that you can find that you trust to do rope on you, I will happily, like not even a sex thing, you want to show up fully clothed and be like, so I want to try someone tying my ankles together, and then like in a context where I'm not going to get raped, and I'll be like, I promise I will not rape you, and I will tie your ankles together. So if you want that, yeah, like if you're like, I need to be tied up to find out if I like it, or I know I like being tied up, I want to try it, yes. You can come over to my place, I can come over to yours, you can set up a camera to make absolutely sure that the police come. They're like, yeah, fuck you, you're going to jail for it. I'm like, yeah, she consented. So yeah, that's, again, communication and consent. The reason I don't do rope anymore is that I do leather. Your head came up real fast. So, for those of you who are into leather, like, and it's not like I'm like, oh god, leather, yes! I'm just like, so I was in the SCA, the Society for Creative Anachronism, it's a bunch of history nerds. Jess, Paul, stand up. That is SCA gear, right? Like full historical shit. Like he's done research. That is, there's a certain period of time and a certain era, a certain place in the world where that is, like they would wear that. India, I'm presuming.
Northern India.
Specifically Northern India, right? They're history nerds, right?
Buddy, we have to make sure we're accurate. Yeah, otherwise, I'm not East Indian. I'm not from the East.
He's from Northern India. So, in the SCA, you do like leather work to do armor, and Jesus Christ, is that a pain in the dick? Because like all the stuff seamstresses do, I'm just like, nope, that is way too much of a pain in the ass. Because humans are not shaped like tubes.
I know I'll never be the same. Shook my world so hard again. Wish I washed away my